Hello, everybody, and welcome to Just for Laughs. I am your host, DC, and I'm so happy to be here with you on the second day of my series of podcasts that I hope to be a big deal. They're a big deal to me, and I hope they'll be a big deal to you guys. Today, before I really get into anything, I do want to put out shout outs to those brave people in Florence, and South Carolina and now North Carolina who are helping those who are in the hurricane right now. It's a job I wouldn't want to do, and we lose far too many brave service people and first responders to natural disasters. And also, our hearts and minds and our prayers go out to those who are actually in the hurricane and are being directly affected by it, whether that is their belongings, their animals, or their loved ones. And I hope that those who decide to stay uh, are safe and sound, or as safe as sound as you can be during a hurricane. So that is something that I will try to keep us updated about. I know that for a lot of the country, it doesn't really affect them, particularly me in the state that I live in. But just because something is not directly affecting us, by no means should we not try to help those or be concerned about those who are in need. So today has been a fairly good day for me today, guys. It's exhausting day. The business that I work for, there was lots of customers today, and or clients, customers, clients, whichever word is the proper word. And I was all over the place. Oh boy, I was everywhere today, and it was a tiring day, but it was a successful day. I spent a lot of time on a certain project that my manager gave me, and I was very proud of it at the end of the day. Um, and I look forward to whatever's going to happen because our company's undergoing some big changes right now, and oftentimes myself struggle with change. Excuse me, I'm so sorry for yawning. I am very exhausted as the day was rather straining. But I myself have a lot of problem with change. I don't care for change. I'm adaptable, I think, in my opinion, but I don't want things to change because when things change, you have to do things differently. That's pretty much the definition of change. And I don't like it. I don't care for it. But I do think that change is good. Change can be a very good thing, but I do know that with change comes much growing pains, and it's very hard for people who are set in their ways, such as me, and who've been doing a job like I've been doing for 2 years, to change the way they're doing it completely. It's not just the physical aspect of things when it comes to the changes in my store, but it's the structural changes and because of that, there's a lot of emotional and mental stress and strains that people don't really talk about when it comes to remodels and changes such as that. And remodels, I think really. Excuse me, I'm so sorry for yawning. I don't want to yawn, but now that I sit down and start talking, my brain is just so exhausted. It's been such a long day. It's been such a long day, and although, like I said, I'm ready for this change. I think mentally I'm ready. I Part of me does not look forward to the stressful and tiring nights that are ahead of me. But in the name of progress, I suppose. So anyway, but that was my day at work, and then I came home and started working on my Mixer channel. Didn't get any viewers today. It's slightly disappointing, but I'm not really worried about it because as long as I work on my YouTube channel here, I have work on my job and work on my Mixer channel, they will all come together when they're supposed to. I could get angry or depressed, not really depressed, but upset about the fact that my channel is not growing like I want them to, but I do know that there is wisdom in being patient, and there's wisdom in waiting and not letting um, eagerness and overconfidence take over your actions. So I think it's important whenever you're doing any sort of anything, whether that's channels or whether that's a job you've always wanted to do or working on an old-fashioned car. It's all about knowing when the time is right. And at the same time, though, I think it's important to realize that sometimes it's just best to go ahead and do things rather than wait. But there is a lot of wisdom in both sides of the coin, honestly. So I don't know. I didn't get any viewers today, and I'm not upset about it. My goal is basically to have one follower a day, and it's filtered off, but I think that's mostly because of the games I get interested in. This is a challenge, I think, a big challenge with running a gaming channel, is that if you're not playing the newest, biggest thing, which right now is Fortnite, and I just could go on forever about how much I despise the game, but that's for another podcast. But if you're not playing the biggest, newest game that everyone's talking about, whether because you don't like it or you don't have the money or there's just too much exposure and you're not going to be able to get your name heard, you have to play games that people aren't particularly as interested in. And I played Don't Starve today, and I love Don't Starve, yet not so many people are interested in the game. And I don't think because it's not an interesting game, but I think mostly because it's not, there's not enough rep about it, I think, yet. A lot of these games come out on the PC long before they come out on the Xbox, and I have a PC, but it's under upgrading right now. I said it in some past podcast, and because of that, I use my Xbox, and a lot of things for Xbox come out much later than they do on PC, and there is a huge community when it comes to Xbox users, a lot bigger than I think people give them credit for, you know. Everyone talks about how PC's the best and PC's the biggest, but I don't think that's true. There's a lot of young people who are coming out, grown up, and getting Xboxes because it's easier and it's cheaper than building and or buying your own PC. So I think that the exposure for a lot of games that come out on PC is not as great as it could be because they don't do a lot of Xbox advertisements. But whatever reason it is, I didn't get many followers. I didn't get any followers, and I didn't get any viewers except for myself. But, you know, I do like watching myself play games. And so that was disappointing, but I am encouraged because I can always come back and do it tomorrow. I back to the topic of work. I talked to a lot of my customers slash clients today, and I really enjoyed them. I have some interesting people that come and use my services, and I'm so glad for them. You know, it's my customers and clients who make me and make my coworkers what we really are. You know, I think that a lot of businesses take their customers for granted. Of course, in our society today, there's this entitledness that I think a lot of customers have, where they assume that just because they're the customer, you have to do whatever you tell them to. And aspects of that is right, but I think that other parts of it is very wrong, and I think that's a dangerous and destructive mindset to have. Um, I think that these jobs that people like myself and other people work, people who are working in much lower paying jobs than I, such as at retail stores or um, fast food places, places like this, that people give a lot of they get a lot of bad press because people assume that they're stupid or that they're uneducated or that they're just lazy and can't go get a real job. But you know what? It's these people who give you your fast food. It's these people who give you your groceries every day. And I think that there is a breakdown when it comes to respect between the customer and employee relationship. There's not supposed to be this integrate, integrate, intercrot, intercrute, intercrit, intercrot, intric, intricate, intricate relationship between a customer and a client. I mean, customer, client, a customer and a employee. But I do think that the employee customer relationship is an important thing that really makes up any business. And this doesn't, this is something that doesn't judge, this is something that doesn't discriminate. It's important for the employee to really want to care and get to know the customer. And if you do that, then you will be successful. But I think that if you treat your customers like you can do anything, or you treat your customers with disrespect, they're not going to have a positive time. And I think a lot of people in our country and in our world, this is not just America thing, are just selfish. You know, humans are selfish creatures. And it's sad. It's a sad fact. But what are you going to do about it? You know, um, there's too many people out there who are entitled. There's too many people out there who are lazy. There's too many people out there who spend their whole time blaming their problems on somebody else instead of taking responsibility. And it's something I see in a lot of my generation, unfortunately. But I think that we were bred and born, born and bred into this selfish, entitled attitude. And not just Americans. You know, a lot of people want to give America crap because, well, we're the most selfish, most fattest, most arrogant people, and everybody else in the world is nice and caring and working together. And I don't want to really use language on YouTube, but that is not fucking true. I'll tell you that much. Um, Americans get a lot of flack for things, and I think it's because of our freedoms. Our freedoms allow us and have allowed us to get lazy and selfish. And that is a bad thing, but at the same time, I would not give up my freedom, I think, for the I would not give my freedom in order to be forced to be kind and caring. Because if you're forced to do something, you're not really going to want to do it. And I don't think it matters what situation you're in, whether you live in a first world country or a third world country, whether you have freedoms or you have no freedoms. I think at the end of the day, when you lay your head down, regardless of whatever situation you're in, you have actively made the decision to act the way you have throughout a day. And it's not your ethnic background or what country you live in or what color you are that makes up your actions. And a lot of people take these things, what society wants them to do, what society thinks they are, and puts that towards their attitude. And it's just disgusting to me. So many people have forgotten what it means to be Bob or be Susan or be Jilly. You know, so many people have forgotten what it means to be who they really are. And because they've spent their whole lives letting other people tell them what's right, letting society tell them what they need to do, letting the newest fashion trend run their lives, or the newest diet pill run their lives, they've forgotten that when it comes down to the skinny of things, who are you as a person? And is it these things that not the government so much, but that other people tell them is the right way to live their lives? Is it these things that make them who they are? If it is, well, then I give you all the good luck in the world. Congratulations, I'll give you a pat on the back. Go live your life and be happy. But I think for probably 99.5621321, if that's even a number, that is not true. So many people don't want to be defined by that, but they don't have the courage. I think that's what it is. Lots of people lack the courage to really step out and be who they are. You know, and if anyone were to meet me, I have this big plume of curly hair on my head, and I tie it in a bun every day. It's a humongous bun. I wear trench coats, I wear cloaks, I wear boots that come up to the knee that have little pockets on the side. Um, I'm outgoing and spontaneous. I wear Oxford shoes to work. I'm an oddball. I have all sorts of hats, and none of them are ball caps because I despise the ball caps. I have top hats and um, um, lots of top hats, and I have bowlers, and I have derbies, and I have flat caps, if that's what they're called. And these are hats that don't usually wear. I have a cane. Um, I'm out of the ordinary, and it's not. I'm not telling you guys this to make myself say I'm better than you. I'm so much braver. Let me tell you, it's because of the situations I've been in my life who've made that has. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That sentence does not make much sense. I'm very passionate about what I'm talking about. If you can't tell, let me take a drink of water. One moment here. Nothing better than clean water. Um, but it is because of the situations I've been in my life that have made me who I am today. And I think that if I had lived my life differently or different things have happened to me, I would not be as courageous as I am today. And courage really does, I think, start with fashion choices, because people decide who you are based on your clothing. But it goes so much further than your fashion choices. Fashion choices at the end of the day make up probably 0.5% of the decisions you're going to make throughout that day. Living courageously, though, starts with doing something out of the ordinary, doing something you've always wanted to do, doing something that's outside of the box, doing something that when you walk down the street like I do, people look at you and go, "What?" And at first, it was very difficult for me to dress outwardly the way I wanted to. But as you continue to do it, you get used to it, and then you kind of start to train people without knowing it, to where the people you know and love will be like, if you dress normal, that's weird. And by no means is any of what I'm saying supposed to be fuel for people who want to do bad things. I'm not saying if your perfect life is wearing a Nazi T-shirt, having Nazi tattoos, and going and killing children, that you should do that. What I'm saying is use logic when it comes to living your life the way you want to. Obviously, those things are insane. So don't go ahead and do those because they're morally wrong and they're insane. But I do think that living your life starts with the tiniest thing in the day. If you wake up and you eat a pomegranate every day and a 1 cube of blocked cheese, go ahead and try something different. Wake up, eat a piece of bologna and a naranja. you know, Eat a piece of bologna and an orange. Something different. You may not like it, but it will give you a little boost of courage because you did something you don't normally do, I think. So I don't really know what this podcast was about. Honestly, it bounces all over. Like I warned you guys, it might. I will have more stable topics, I think, sooner or later. But until then, you'll just have to deal with what you've got. Which I hope it enjoys you guys. I hope it entertains you guys because I surely do like doing these podcasts. Um, but I am gonna wrap this one up because I realize now that I've been really honestly rambling for almost 20 minutes. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and or listening, mostly listening since there's nothing to watch. But thank you for being here. You guys make my channel and channels what it is. I do have a Mixer channel if you would like to follow on there and or sub. I don't have any subs yet, but I'm pushing for them. But I will take followers because I love my followers. My channel name on Mixer, which used to be Beam for those of you who might be confused about that, but it's Mixer now, and you can find it at mixer.com. And I believe on my channel is called, and let me just look it up so that I know for certain, because I have a link. I have a channel link. I do know that, and I want to get you guys that if I can. My channel link is mixer.com/cursingbubble17, and the C and the B in Cursing Bubble are both capitalized. There's no spaces in between that. So once again, that's mixer.com/cursingbubble17. And I would love to see you guys on that channel. I do put videos up there every day. Not really videos, but I do stream because it's a live streaming service is what it is. So if you guys like watching live stream video games, go ahead and follow on there. And also, please come on back to Just for Laughs, because I will have content up as often as I can. It may not be every day, but it will be as often as I can. And if you guys have any topics for podcast ideas, please go ahead and tell me, because I will be more than happy to research them and talk about them. So until next time, guys, as the French or somebody says, which this is probably not true, I'm probably pulling this out of a hat, adviverdici. I've heard that sometimes. Adviverdici. Hasta mañana. Adios. Monsanos is also what they say. Adios, Monsanos. Or Mansanas. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Please come on back for a laugh. I hope that I was able to give you some laughs. Come on back for more. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I will see you, or you will hear me in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.